This podcast is brought to you by the following sponsors. Your San Diego County Toyota dealers. We've got what it takes. Fix Auto. Corky's Pest Control. And Lolita's Family of Restaurants.
Welcome back to the San Diego Prep Insider Baseball Podcast. Tommy Morris, Christian Pedersen, David Ring. And David, where are we?
We're at Canyonside Cages.
And what happens here?
We make hitters.
Exactly.
Podcasts.
And podcasts.
And podcasts.
Gotta mention the podcast. We're going to have our top 10s for you, our game balls, Dave's dingers, and we got some game predictions, a very normal, typical
We're
podcast.
going to get another walk-up song, too, potentially?
We do, and I got to choose it this week.
Week 2 of the playlist.
Actually, maybe not. We'll see. Dave, I'll let you start with your top 10.
All right, sweet. Tough week for a couple top 10 teams, but my top 10 will not change much. Vista is creeping into number 10 for me.
Hey there,
I got
Vista.
Madison at number 9. They had a big win against RB this week. Torrey Pines number 8. Helix number 7. LCC 6. Christians creeping up to 5 for me. They're on fire. They got 21 homers as a team right now. Hitting a lot of dingers. Cathedral Catholic number 4. San Marcos 3. And the drum roll for the last 2.
There's no drum roll. We know what it's going to be.
I've got RB number 2 for me, and Eastlake's going to stay in number 1. I know Eastlake had a tough loss this week, but they're still the number 1 team in the county to me.
I got to say, it's time to put San Marcos in that number 1 spot.
What? Okay, so I got our top 10. I feel like there's a certain doghouse that's going to be pretty upset with me once I'm done
You're
with
going to
going
be
through
in the
this.
doghouse?
I'm going to be in the doghouse of the doghouse. Number 10, I've got Christian. Number 9, Vista in there for the first time for me. Number 8, Madison. 7, Torrey Pines. 6, La Costa Canyon. 5, Cathedral Catholic. 4, Granite Hills. 3, San Marcos. And number 2, Eastlake. Rancho Bernardo is my number 1 team.
There's no more suspense. It's been the same thing for too long.
I know. Maybe I'll
Somebody upset somebody, please.
again. Christian, players of the week, game balls of the week.
You know, guys, let's talk about Lions tournament. Huge week, huge showing for San Diego. I mean, the Lions tournament every year is a great opportunity for, I feel like, one team in San Diego to make a name for themselves. We got a couple teams in San Diego that made a name for themselves. Let's start at the top, work our way down. Torrey Pines. Those guys, you know, you talk about the old adage, play your best ball at the end of the season. They are starting to catch absolute fire. They took down Eastlake. They took down Helix in walk-off fashion. Mac Bingham hit one all the way down to the South Bay.
Hey, shout out Scotty Gange.
Scotty Gange, thank you very much for live tweeting that.
Awesome.
We look forward to you one day hosting this podcast. Shout out to Kyle Hurt for striking out all of Eastlake. Like, he literally was calling up the coaches to come get struck out. The parents were coming to get struck out. The JV team got struck out. So big showing for them. You put Vista in your top 10.
Yeah,
they won their bracket. You got to think that, you know, they were in a finals last year. They were 1 or 2 hits away from winning the D1 finals, and to see them picking that momentum back up this year, they're looking good. Patrick Henry, the Henry Hoopla is alive. You know, that's a team that last year we heard a lot about their power. This year they've been a little bit quiet, but I mean, that's an exclamation point that you need to make. Hey, we're into league play now after the Lions tournament, so why not, you know, go start that with some momentum. Shout out to Canyon Crest for doing well in their bracket, and then you got, I mean, those were the winners. You got teams like Saints was in a consolation game. Steel Canyon was in a consolation game. So just shout out to a really good showing from San Diego teams in the Lions tournament. Dave?
I agree. There's a lot of teams that came from Vegas all over, and San Diego teams took it to these guys for sure. You guys ready for some game balls?
Oh, yeah.
All right. First one, Madison's Kevin Abel for shutting down RB 2-0, as we predicted in the beginning of the year.
That's called flip the switch.
And we interviewed him for the TV show, so make sure you go back to some of our old videos and watch that.
Dominant, right? Dominant. Madison can beat any team in the county with him on the mound. Tucker Pike, he's got a 6-1 record for Torrey Pines. A big reason why these guys are back in the top 10 for me at a 2.05 ERA. Congrats to them. Matthew Coe at Escondido Charter. Wanted to highlight a couple of guys with triples this week. He's got 6 triples on the year, hitting 5.
Most exciting play in baseball?
And fitting 548. I always like to highlight triples. It's a fun one for guys that don't hit a ton of dingers too. And we got Emilio Luna, who's a right-handed pitcher and shortstop for Castle Park. This guy's got 7 triples on the season, so pretty impressive number. Last game ball goes to pitcher Henry Mornier at Claremont. He's a freshman, .74 ERA in 19 innings. Having quite the season for those guys, helping lead them.
the game.
Lots of freshmen on that Claremont team, so we're going to talk about them in the next couple of years being super
Dropping
solid.
some Kendrick Lamar level fire there. Can we get some dingers? Can we get some dingers?
Dave's Dinger time. All right.
We got a walk-up song for Dave's Dingers?
Not today.
Okay, we'll play that at the end. We'll end with that. We'll
end with it.
Tommy will play us out on that one.
So I want to mention Carson Green. He hit for the cycle last week. He goes to La Jolla Country Day. He's on my list. He's got 3 homers for the season. Calvin Mitchell, who had about 10 last year, he's creeping up the list with 4. I would expect to see him getting up to that double digit at the end of the season. Derek Diamond for Ramona. These guys are playing some really good ball. I wouldn't be surprised to see them in a top 10 if they keep winning. I mean, these guys are on the verge of breaking my top 10. Like I said, Diamond's got 2 home runs for the season, and leading the way still, we got Zach Hogeson and Alexander De La Cruz. Hogeson's got 8 home runs so far at Christian. He is leading the county, so congrats to you guys.
Nice. Love seeing a balance this week. Both some contact people hitting them in the gaps, running some triples out, and some home runs.
Exactly.
Great year.
Should we get to give some game picks, guys? Yes, sir. All right. We'll
My least favorite segment.
So there are a lot of series coming up. Because
we're in league now.
we're in league now. So we're going to do, there was only one single game. The rest of them we're going to pick the series. First series we're going to pick, it's going to be Vista and San Marcos. Upset time. Give me Vista 2 out of the 3 games.
Done with you, Tommy. Done with you.
These are my favorite picks. I mean, this is the biggest series of the year by far for Vista. If they squeak out a couple wins, they're going to jump up my ranks. I'm going to take San Marcos winning the series, though.
I'm assuming you're going to take Vista 2 then? Is that way for you?
San Marcos clean sweep. I don't think that San Marcos will score less than 7 in a game.
I agree.
All right, so a lot of 8-7 games. Moving on to the next series we're going to pick. It's a 2-game series now, so you get the ties in play here. We got Cathedral and Christian. I'm going to be a loser. I'm going to take the split. I say they split these series 1-1.
There's nothing wrong with that. Cathedral, they're the reigning champs. They have not really missed anything this year. You can't pick against them until you see them lose a couple games in a row. I'm going to go with Cathedral.
This is one of the toughest picks of the week. I'm going to say Cathedral wins one, Christian wins the other, due to the fact that both teams hit, and it's just going to be a matter of who pitches on each given day.
That's why I just think Cathedral has too much depth.
All right, moving on. Another 2-game series. It's Parker, La Jolla Country Day. Give me the Tories 2 out of 2.
I'll go with the split on this one. I think that Parker just, they're not quite the depth that they had last year, but when you got Nick Allen, it is just hard to win a whole series against him. I'll go with the split.
To be honest, he's not as hot as he was last year. I've been following him a ton. And La Jolla Country Day is as hot as can be with Carson Green leading the way, AJ Deuce. They've got a ton of hitters right now. I have a feeling they're going to thump the ball in this series. 2-0 La Jolla Country Day.
All right, our only single game of the schedule that we're going to pick from, it's going to be Santa Fe Christian at Scripps Ranch. It should be an interesting one. I'm going to go with the away team and take Santa Fe Christian.
Scripps Ranch has lost about 5 games recently. Santa Fe Christian is out to prove themselves. I'm going to take Santa Fe Christian in both games. 2 games?
No, 1 game.
1 game? I'm going to.
They're going to beat them that bad. It's going to feel like 2 losses.
Like a 2-game series.
You know what? You mentioned.
I'm going to take Santa Fe Christian.
You mentioned a little bit of a slide. This is a game that both teams really desperately need to win. But I'm going to say that Scripps has just a little bit more experience. They were in a finals last year, and they have the ability when they absolutely need to flip it on. I'm going to say Rudik's going to lead them to a win here.
All right, last thing we're going to pick. It's another series. It's a 2-game series. It's Sarah. It is Point Loma. This is what happens when you try to memorize things and it just doesn't turn out well. Anyway, 2-game series, Sarah and Point Loma. I'm going to take the Pointers and the Conquistadors in a split 1-1. What do you guys think?
Sarah started off really strong this year. Really, they were leading the county in ERA and whatnot. They've kind of fallen back into normal categories, and I think Point Loma has just gotten better and better as every week went on. We had one of their game picks against La Jolla. They blew La Jolla out of the water in that series. So I'm going to say go with the Pointers until they prove me wrong.
I'm going to take Sarah. They've got Sammy Tomp over there crushing baseballs. He's their senior leader behind the plate. Sarah played really well in the Lions tournament, so I'm going to take them.
All right, that's it for our podcast. Please remember to download the app so you can watch not only all the podcasts, but all the other content we have, the TV show stuff, the online-only stuff, the highlights. That's all I got. You guys got anything
We
before you
got
get
top
there?
tens on there. We got interviews. We got dancing GIFs we're going to make eventually.
Well, you made the GIF. We just got to figure out how to get
Exactly,
it online.
yeah.
Really technical guys over here. Dave, you got
We
anything?
got a playlist to send us out? Or,
Oh, yeah.
Dave,
Hey,
tell
yeah,
them how you can find you on Twitter
Dave,
while Tommy cues up some music.
At DavidRing10 on Twitter, wherehittersaremade.com. Check me out. We do lessons, cage time, whatever you guys need.
Also, send us in some bat flips.
Yeah.
And shout out to Granite Hills for being really good at two ball. And if anyone wants to challenge myself or the Granite Hills team at two ball, we're down to do that. What are you playing us out with? Give us a
Little Sam Hunt. This is where we break the copyright infringement right here. So I think, what do we got? 15 seconds before we got to go?
something like
All
that.
right, so we got 5, 4, 3, 2.
Later, folks.
See you guys.